Good evening, everyone. We're live talking mental health today. This is Melfi Ever After. I have a special guest that's coming on in a few minutes. Magically Blessed 444 will be here to discuss mental health. And today's topic is how to identify when someone is going through depression and how you can be a supporter of that. It's very important to be a support for someone. Sometimes people are embarrassed to disclose how what they're going through or how they're feeling. Some people may not even have the mental strength to tell you how they're feeling and what they're going through. Some people just want to keep it to themselves, but everybody needs support. And that's what we're going to talk about today, how to identify signs when someone is going through depression and how to support them. I would like to also state that I am doing a YouTube page. So it will be mental health and lifestyle. I'm so into different cultures of fashion, art, dance, socializing, getting to explore new experiences in my life as a 45-year-old. I feel like this is the second part of my journey. Some people say don't say that because I still have a lot of life to live, but I don't know if I'm gonna make it to 100. So I'm just saying this is my second stage at life. What would you want to say? How we say season 45 episode. I don't know, 20, 30. So I have some information here also to help people if they're looking for help to get mental health. I will talk about that later at the end of the discussion. Also, I will also provide the links and the websites of what places can help you. Also, like I said before, if you have health insurance, you can also go to it's a number in the back. Sometimes it have mental health or behavioral services on the back of the insurance card, and they'll be able to assist you to find a therapist, psychiatrist, neuropsychiatrist, anyone in the industry of mental health. Also, in the workplace, people are going through a lot right now. People are experiencing burnout and a lot of mental health and anxiety. So another thing you can do is see with your HR, human resource department, if they have a reasonable accommodation coordinator. If they do, or if the HR person handle reasonable accommodations, you can request a reasonable accommodation based on your mental health. For example, some people may need to take frequent breaks because their anxiety, or they may request headphones while they're in the office because some people get stressed out with multiple noise or loud noise. So those are examples. FMLA also helps if you are under care with a doctor, or if your doctor's recommending you may need to take time off, you can use FMLA. If you're not working, there's also a lot of free resources that can assist you. Even if you're not working or have health insurance, There's a lot of free programs. I'm going to list it in the captions with this video. I will also let you guys know. I have printed out some places that can help you for free, like BetterHelp. It provides online counseling with licensed therapists. So if you don't want to go in the office, you can call them. You can do it through chat or video sessions. We have also Talkspace. Talkspace is another place that offers therapy via text, video, audio messages. Headspace is specialized in meditation, mindfulness exercises to improve mental well-being. I'm going to look into that. I'm glad I'm telling you guys that because I'm going to look into that. I'm really into mindfulness exercises. It helps me with my day. It helps me get through my day. Struggling, like I had to meditate today. My anxiety went high because I was so excited about this live and getting to collab with my friend Magically Blessed 444. And so I'm going to bring her on and we just going to chat mental health and what we see or what we experience dealing with mental health with other people in the workplace, with your friends, with your family. It's everyone struggling, and it's very important to try to support people through this process. So bear with me because I'm going to get Miss Magically Blessed 444 on. One question I have: does meditation work for anxiety? Meditation works, and there's different types of meditation. Before I bring her on, I just want to answer that question. With meditation, like with me, I was an overthinker, just constantly overthinking about things and couldn't shut my brain off. And everybody used to say, try meditation. I'm like, I can't even turn these thoughts off to sit still, to be quiet. But I found a meditation exercise. I'll put in a link as well. It's a breathing exercise. So it's like you're working meditation from head to toe. You're taking deep breaths, you're exhaling out all the tension from your brain down to your esophagus, your stomach, down to your toes. And I love it because I'm focusing on my breathing. It's relaxing me. It's calming down my anxiety. And also because I'm focusing on getting those breaths in, those deep breaths in. I'm not even thinking about something else. I'm just in the moment. So meditation do work. If you can find a secluded place you can go to at work and just meditate for 5 minutes. There's like, that's all you really need is like 5 minutes, really. And it helps. It really helps. So I'm gonna bring on Magically Blessed 444, and we're gonna talk about identifying depression within family members, friends, loved ones, co-workers. So bear with me, okay? Because I always do this. I'm gonna request if she comes on. And thank you guys again for supporting us. Like I said, this has been a journey. I never thought I will be here talking mental health and expressing myself and being transparent. And we have Magically Blessed 444 on. Hey girl, how are you?
Hi, I'm happy to be here with you.
Thank you for collabing and joining with me. I really
Of
appreciate it.
course.
You're a really good friend. Her sister is like my best friend. I consider her family. So I consider you family. And I feel like we're aligned with certain things regarding mental health,
Mhm.
having a positive lifestyle, how to be great moms,
Mhm.
how to be great women, how to be
Absolutely.
great employees,
Yes.
how to be just strong within ourselves. And I see that within you and your videos, and it's a real big inspiration. And I really adore you and appreciate you for doing this for me. So thank you.
Of course.
And let everyone know, give them like a quick bio.
Quick bio. First of all, I'm terrified of doing live. So I am doing this for my dear friend because she is such a beautiful soul. She is such a sweetheart. I just love her energy. And when she came to me and said, "Hey, let's do a collab about mental health," I was like, "I am terrified, but for you,
Oh,
I'll do it." So
thank you. Thank you.
anything for you, my love, anything. So my name is Tame. A lot of my friends call me May or May May. I am a registered nurse specializing in ER. I do all different departments, but my specialty is ER. I am a mom of three. That is my biggest job. That is my number one job. And I just really love to live in a space of gratitude and positivity. And if I can help get that out into the atmosphere, into the world, I know that I have done my job on this earth. So
Right.
that's who I am. And today, like she said, we are here to talk about mental illness and how to recognize the signs and how to help those that you love and also help yourself.
Good to know. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So, I guess I would want to start with I identifying like when I was going through depression, I was standoffish. I basically secluded myself from everyone and everything. And I think that is one of the signs where you have someone that was upbeat, always out and about, and want to do things, and then out of nowhere it's like, where is she? What happened to her? But I don't think people knew what I was going through because I didn't say anything. And I was embarrassed. I was like, this is like, how am I like
Mm-hmm.
in this situation? I felt so weak because I'm always ripping and running, taking care of the children, my husband, my household, my work, household work, and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, have you experienced or witnessed, or can you say what you see in someone that may be going through depression?
Yes, absolutely. So to piggyback off of what you just said, when dealing with yourself or a family member who is usually a very active person, a person that, is usually outgoing and always, running and always the life of the party, and you notice that they withdraw and they kind of they're not in the scene anymore and you just haven't heard from them. It's one thing to take a time of rest and to say, you know what, I've been doing a lot, I've been all over the place, I just need a weekend to rest, maybe even a week. But when you start to notice a pattern of 2 weeks passing by and time has passed by and this person is withdrawn, yes, that is a clear sign in a lot of cases of depression. And that's where that saying comes from. Checking on your family, like checking on your friends, like that's so important to do, like these little checks, because oftentimes we don't come out and say what it is that we're going through. You can
Right.
talk to your friend or your family member on the phone, and they can be right in the middle of the storm, yet they will not express that to you.
Right.
So checking in is very important, but absolutely withdrawal is a clear sign. that something could be going on, an extended period of time of withdrawal, because we all need to step back at times and turn it off. But yes, I have experienced that. And I do think that that's something to look into. Yeah.
Yeah. And I also want to say with that, some people, they feel like, well, I don't want to bother
Mm-hmm.
them, or, well, they're acting funny, so I don't have nothing to say to them, or something like that. And I just want to say, don't assume what someone's going through, especially the strongest person or the happiest person,
Absolutely.
because people think, oh, I don't see that person no more. They may not want to deal with me, or they're acting funny.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another things for people to also pay attention to. That
Absolutely.
person may not be going through, you know, just being funny, or I want to be standoffish. So
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
do agree. That's a good tip, to check in on someone. Like, you don't have to check in every day, but hey, bro, I ain't hear from you. Or hey,
Hey, girl,
sis,
what's
are
going
you
on?
okay? Yeah,
Right.
right,
You got to check the temperature, see what's going on with your
right.
people that you care about. But also, you mentioned like your friends or family saying, oh, why is she acting
Mhm.
like that? Why are they acting like that? Um, Changes in a person's personality and character, severe changes in a person's personality and character, is also a very clear sign of something could be going on mentally. There could be
Right,
something happening, some depression. Of course, there's a slew of other mental illnesses, but severe changes in a person's personality is definitely something to look out for. You
right,
have a friend or you have a family member who's just always, you have this great interaction with each other, great conversations, you understand each other. There's no disrespect in your friendship. And then all of a sudden, nothing happened between the two of you guys, but all of a
right,
sudden they have these severe changes in personality. That's
right.
like clear sign. Something's
Yeah,
going on. You need to check in with your friend. Hey, is everything okay? Because a
right,
lot of times it's not an attack on you, it's an attack on self. And they just don't know how to express what they're going through. You know what I mean? So the closest person to them is going to get it.
right,
That first person that checks in is going to get that attitude. And it's
right,
like, it's so important to stop and be like, is everything okay? Like, I'm
right.
here for you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, yeah, that's really important.
And depression, some people confuse depression with sadness too. Like, or you having a rough day. Depression is not just, oh, a bad day. Depression is a consistent bad days, sometimes no reason. You just off the Richter scale for no reason in emotions,
Absolutely.
and it exceeds sadness. So some people get that confused. They may have a rough day and be like, I'm depressed, but that's really may not be depression. Like, depression is consistent, off and on.
More than 2 weeks of symptoms.
Yeah,
Once you start
it's
having
just
symptoms,
consistent,
yes,
right?
now you're dealing with depression, because sadness is a symptom of depression.
Right,
But there's a slew of other things that would have to present for you to say, okay, this is depression. But
right,
absolutely, there's a difference between having I'm not going to curse on live, but there's a
mhm,
difference between having a bad day and being depressed. Absolutely. And knowing the difference is important, but that's where checking in comes
right,
from. That's
right.
that's what that's why it's so important, because you can
Yeah,
check in today. I could talk to you on the phone today and you could be like, girl, I had a crazy day. It was insane. I'm just not in the mood. These kids, like, I'm just over it. Now, if I call you back every day and 2 weeks later it's still the same story, it's like, okay, what do you need from me, Latrice? Are you
right,
okay? Do you need to check in with your people? Like, what do you need?
right,
Because you got to watch the patterns. It's
right,
all in the patterns.
right. And you hit that on the mark too, on how to approach someone that's struggling, because One of my like pet peeves is, oh, shake it off. Oh, that is my pet peeve. Girl, just
Absolutely
let
not.
it go. It's like, no, it's not that easy. It's a chemical imbalance. Like if I really wanted to let it go, trust me, I want to let it go. So, it's like people also need to be careful on like saying what's wrong instead of saying are you okay. Instead of saying what's wrong, it's kind of putting negative out there. I learned that from mindfulness therapy.
Okay,
It's
excuse me, girl.
it's are you okay? How can I support you? Is there anything you need? Instead of saying is it what you want anything, or some people will say are you okay, and you say no, and then it's just drop it dead.
Right.
Like no, you gotta follow up and be serious if you want to support someone, because that support is real important, because it can
Mhm.
become tragic when someone is left alone and depressed and without support or any help.
Absolutely. You're absolutely
um
right. Yeah. Ignoring those
right,
signs oftentimes can lead to self-harm or
right,
that person harming someone else. So it
right.
is extremely, yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Mhm.
Loss of interest, that's another thing. um Especially if if you're what's the extrovert, if you're out and about and socializing. Some people, or you don't even have to do that, some people have hobbies,
Mhm.
and that's another sign they lose interest, they don't want to do anything.
Mhm.
um they don't see the point, or they
Mhm.
can't get out the bed.
Absolutely.
One thing I can say about that is it is a battle with that. That is a struggle. I think personally, me, somebody would need therapy
Mhm.
if they're losing interest on like how to get back into their life to be productive and happy.
Mhm.
Um as a friend or family, I would try like, hey, let's walk or let's go somewhere. Or is there somewhere you suggest that just be low key? We could sit in front of the stoop.
Right.
We don't have to go anywhere.
Mhm.
Just you want me here. You don't even have to say anything.
Mhm.
But or try to get them outside just to get fresh air or something. That
Absolutely.
maybe help them feel better and don't feel like just
Mhm.
loss of interest of life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. Finding just being that support system. And somebody said on the live
Mhm.
that check in, but be ready to show up.
Exactly.
And
Be ready to
I
show
agree
up.
with that comment so much. Like checking in and then doing that follow up, just continuously doing that follow up.
Right. Can depression be a thought created from a focus of a negative thought about their circumstances? Well, you want to answer that?
We could both answer it. I would say that can depression be a thought created from a focus of a negative thought about their circumstances? So yes, I do feel that way because in life we all go through things. There's challenges in life every day. But in life, you're either going to respond or you're going to react. It's always about the response to what we're going through in life that matters. How do you respond? Everybody on this planet, we are all going through something. None of us has a perfect life. Even the 1%, even the rich of the richest of the world, they always need more money. They always need more ways to make more money because they have an insatiable appetite. There's always another problem to solve. So in life, it's about how you respond. So if you're going through a time in your life that's hard and difficult and very challenging, and you respond with fear and anxiety, which is a normal response, believe it or not. But if you respond with that fear, anxiety, worry, and then
Hold on.
focus on
Yeah.
that fear, anxiety, and worry, you're not taking the time that you need to find the solution. All you're doing
Right.
is focusing on that problem. And that focus on that problem from a place of fear, anxiety, and worry, yes, can eventually turn to depression because you are living in a constant state of fear,
Right.
anxiety, worry. Imagine what that does to your body. Imagine what that does
Right.
to your immune system. Imagine how that deprives you of sleep and joy. Yes, that definitely, absolutely can lead to depression. I do think that was a great question. Go ahead, Latrice. What
Yeah,
do you feel
that's a
about
good
that?
question. And one thing I learned, like, because I want to go on a retreat, like a spiritual retreat, and I was on TikTok. One of the women that went on the retreat, she realized after the retreat, she said, fear is make believe. There's no such thing as fear. It's all in our mind. And I'm like, I thought about that. And I'm like, the same thing with depression. It's like you gotta flip it,
Mm-hmm.
even though it's a chemical imbalance. That's why I like mindfulness. I keep going back for mindfulness therapy because
Mm-hmm.
I was negative on myself. Sometimes I still do it because if I'm struggling, I may say, "Oh, I just feel like a loser today." And my therapist like, don't say that. Don't say you a loser. Just saying right now is I'm not feeling my best. So
Absolutely.
I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And it makes it feel more less negative. It makes me feel better. Like,
It's how you
okay, I'm
respond.
struggling
Mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna get out of it.
Absolutely.
So I do agree with that question. Depression is, I hate to say it, it's like a mind F. It F's with you. And you gotta work at it to get it out your mind. Like people think, oh, I go to therapy and then I'm gonna feel better, or if I take medicine. No, you gotta do homework. I read, I meditate. I never thought I would be in this spiritual environment
Mm-hmm.
to get the depression out, filter it out, filter the anxiety out. So I
Mm-hmm.
do agree with that. You touched on sleep
Mm-hmm.
problems. Sleep problems can cause cognitive issues. Um,
Issues in the bedroom with
yeah,
your partner. You
yeah,
don't
with
want
your
to. You don't want to
partner,
engage.
right?
Your work. It affects your work. It's so many things that sleep deprivation
Yes,
can affect in your life. Like so, it's so
right.
important to
Get some
the
rest.
solution. Finding
Right.
that solution.
Right. Find a solution, even if you got to go to the doctor to see, I need to get some rest or take some melatonin. I mean, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a professional. I'm just giving out some tips and advice from experience. Just a
Absolutely.
disclaimer. You touched on fatigue and lack of energy, appetite.
That's a
They
big one.
say
That's a
gain
big one.
and lose weight.
Mhm.
um, I think that's touchy too. What you think?
Which
Like
what?
to talk, like I want to talk about it, but when you identify, that's touchy because then you don't know if they lost the weight for some other reason. I guess that's something you have to figure
That's
out
why you
if it's
check in.
personal. Yeah,
That's why it's so
right,
important to check in with your people because having that communication, those lines of communication open, they'll be able to tell you maybe it's not a mental issue,
right,
maybe it's a health issue where
right,
they need support as well. Maybe it's not any of that. Maybe they have been on this journey to losing weight for a long time,
right.
but checking in gives you the clarity that you need in a lot of cases, a lot of situations. So, but yes, that is a sign.
That's the
Weight loss.
motto.
Check
Checking in,
in.
check on your people,
Check on your people.
especially our black and brown people. We need to
Absolutely.
check on each other. We
Absolutely.
need to become a community and help each other out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Also, this trickles down to children as
Yeah.
well.
it does.
I'm gonna touch bases on that too. But if you have a child that's going through something, same thing. How can I help you?
Right.
What can I do? You know, I talk to my son, what can mommy do to help you? What do you need?
Mm-hmm.
What is what's the issue that you're having? So like try to be easy. I know they say gentle parenting is blah, but with
Can I
kids,
chime in on that?
go ahead.
I want to say this. I want to say this. Just because our mamas and grandmamas and granddaddies raised us to sit down and be quiet, children are heard and not seen. That is the most detrimental thing that you can say to your child. Children are seen and not heard. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you are teaching your child that when they are going through things, when they have experienced traumatic situations, when they're going through fears and anxieties, you're teaching your child to sit down and hold that in, to go to sleep each and every day and holding in these feelings and these secrets. And we know about these secrets that happen in our community. We know about the secrets.
Mm,
You're
mm,
teaching your child to hold that in by teaching them the old ways. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with all of the old ways. I'm saying that there
mhm.
was some errors in some of the old ways. And
Right,
children creating a safe space for
right,
your children to come to you when they're going through something, it starts way before that issue starts. It starts from the time they can talk, creating a space where they can be themselves and they can come and talk to you without you shutting them down and shutting them out and telling them that that's not right. No. Talk to your child, create that space so that when these times come in their life, when they are struggling, you will be the one to hear about it. You will be the one to
right,
help them. That's
right.
very important. And I just wanted to say that. Thank you for
No,
letting me.
that's really important. And I talk to my children about it and stuff like that. I'm a bookworm, so I'll get a book if I need to know what to do with my child and how to manage his emotions and things like that. We had a question. Well, let me see. Mike Myrick
Right.
850. I've been dealing with mental illness for some years now. After I found out about my anxiety disorder, I went on a journey of positivity and love, and it has been hard, but it helped along with therapy. Yeah, that's
Good
good,
for
Mike.
you,
Let's
Mike.
clap
Good
for
for
you, Mike.
you.
Good for
Good for
you. Yeah,
you.
it's a
Yes.
battle. It's a battle, but as long as you keep going,
Mm-hmm.
you may have a day like, F it, I'm just not into it today. It's okay. But the next day, get up and go.
Mm-hmm.
Do something that you enjoy, something that puts you at
Mm-hmm.
ease, something that calms down that anxiety. I applaud you, Mike, for even being transparent with us because it's really a
Absolutely.
struggle with men expressing themselves. So I appreciate that you are
Opened up.
transparent and you open up to us. We're gonna make this quick because it's supposed to be 30 minutes. We got just two more things. One is irritability and mood swings. Um, that's another thing. If people personalities change, or
Mm-hmm.
if you see like this person is just not who they are, they may been just being abrasive or
Mm-hmm.
confrontational and that wasn't them before. How would you handle that issue?
The issue of mood changes.
Yeah, mood changes, like if you like, how can you approach someone that has the mood changes and that's
I
irritable
mean,
because of their mental health or depression?
it really does depend if they're approachable or not, because there's such a spectrum of irritability and mood
Right.
changes. So
Let-
if this
let's
person is,
say a loved one, like a parent or
I mean,
Oh,
if they're still
mm,
approachable, because it
mm,
can get to a point where the
right,
person is not approachable, and in that situation, I don't want to say this, me being the nurse, but when it gets to a point where the person is not approachable and they could harm somebody who is trying to approach them and help, that's when medical help really does need to be sought.
right,
Whether the person is letting you know what's going on or not. But if they are still approachable, I mean, I would just really try to open up the line of communication in a gentle way, because
right,
obviously this person is irritable and they
mhm,
really don't want to be interacting with anybody else at that time.
right,
So I think that I would do it in doses. Just try to communicate in doses. And if I notice a response that is not really open, I would give them the space that they need and maybe check in again, a few hours later or the next day, because people who are irritated, they're not going to interact well. But I would definitely not give up, because if you feel like something is really going on, you would have to stick with it until you could, really get something from that person where you can try to help them. So communication, communication, communication. It would have to be in a gentle way, though, because this person is
right,
irritated already.
right.
you know.
And I'm gonna leave this to you. Physical symptoms, being that you are RN, what physical symptoms depression can cause? Like for me, I went through brain fog, confusion, um, what else? Headaches, um, migraines was killing me.
Mm-hmm.
What other issues? Like some people say stomach aches. Um,
Absolutely, absolutely. You will experience stomach upset. You already touched on the headaches is a big thing. The appetite changes. As far as physical, just people, they're disheveled. If you know a person who's always um, sharp and always looking good and always showing up to the party the best dressed, then all of a sudden they're like not kept. You know, they're not doing their hair. They're not getting a haircut. They've been in the house for 2 days and haven't brushed their teeth. You see them out. You see them at a function or something, and they just not put together physically. That is a clear sign that something's going on, of depression, because with depression, that does manifest itself aggressively at times. So that's something definitely to look out for.
I agree. The real tie-in, am I saying it right? I'm sorry. Nightmares, intrusive memories, and startled responses. Yes, that too. Waking up
Mhm.
anxious, that is the worst feeling of
Mhm.
all. You just wake up scared
Mhm.
for no reason. That is the worst feeling. Yeah, the intrusive memories and
Mhm.
nightmares, that's uncontrollable as well.
Mhm.
The last thing is thoughts of death and suicide. I say if someone stresses that they want to kill themselves, kill someone else, or they just say they want to die, um, I say
Always ask
call.
first.
I
Always ask
always ask, "What's your
plan.
plan?"
What's your
Right.
plan is the
What's your
most
plan?
important. That's the
Right.
most important question
Do
when
you
dealing with suicide.
have? Yup. Do you
Do
have
you
a
have
plan?
a plan? Because you know that you have time, as far as how severe this person is dealing with depression or suicide. When a person says, "No, I don't have a plan. I haven't even thought about how I would kill myself." There's
Right.
hope. There's hope in that answer. Now, if a person says, "Oh yeah, I'm going to do this at this time. I'm going to take this amount of pills. I'm going to go to that building. I'm going to," when they have a plan, wake up, family. Understand that this is serious. Don't say, "Oh, this person is always being dramatic. Oh, this person always wants attention." No, no. When they have a plan, they have a plan. They've done the research on how to exit this journey. So take that very serious.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Call 911.
Absolutely.
That
A
is the
mental crisis.
first.
There's a mental
Yeah.
crisis helpline as well in New
Yeah.
York City. They'll go
Yeah.
to your family's house instead of the cops, because I know in our community we
Mm-hmm.
are afraid of a lot of the times of the cops not understanding how
Right.
to deal with mental illness in our community. Sometimes, it doesn't turn out well. I'll just say that and leave it there.
Right.
Because they don't understand that this person is not being aggressive. This person is dealing with a mental disorder at this time.
Right.
So they do have a mental health crisis team
That's
that will
good.
go out to your family's home when you call, a team of therapists and
Mm-hmm.
psychiatrists, and they will go in and gently speak with your family member and take them to the hospital to get the help that they need. So
Oh,
keep in
that's
mind that
good.
yes, that is available.
Can you
Yes,
pass that information on? I can pass it
absolutely.
on to others.
Absolutely.
I know we ran over time. Do you have like 5 minutes if anybody have any
Yeah,
questions? 2 or 3 minutes?
of course. For you,
Anybody have any questions for myself or Miss Magically Blessed 444? Ask your questions. If you have any, you want to just express yourself on mental health, or if you have any tips, please feel free to come and ask the question if you like. Um,
absolutely.
I guess while we're waiting, I just want to say again, thank you. Um, this mental health community is, I think it's been a blessing to me. I'm networking with you, networking with other people that's caring about the community and mental health and spirituality and things like that. It's just a great experience that we are getting this out to our community and letting people know, you know, for me, I struggle with depression, anxiety,
Mhm.
and I know sometimes I look cute and have outfits on. I like to look cute and have fun, but sometimes my days is ugh. And what I do is, just to give another tip, I curse myself out for 5 minutes. It's like, this is some BS. I can't handle this. F this. Da, da, da. Then I'll be like, Latrice, okay, you vented. Get yourself together. We
Right.
gonna make the best
You're
of
gonna
this
be all
day,
right.
and we gonna knock this out, and you gonna be the best person you can be. And again, I call friends when I'm not feeling my best to get support.
Right.
I rely on my family and friends. I'm transparent with my children.
Mhm.
I had to let them know what I was going through because I didn't want them to be like, the hell's going on with mom? Like, she bugging.
Right. Right. Absolutely. You have to
So,
be transparent with your
yeah,
people. Yeah, that's so
yeah.
important. And I think that's so cool, like, because a lot of times in life, like, facing the problem helps
Hmm.
so much. A lot of times
Right,
too, like, you'll experience depression or sadness or anxiety when you have a problem and you just try to avoid it, right? Because what
right,
happens is you're trying to avoid facing it in that moment, but then what happens is the fear, worry, and anxiety continues to build because more time passes by and you're like, oh my God, like, it's getting worse. And it's like,
right,
just face it. So I love that you said that sometimes you'll be like, you know what, this is,
right,
going, like, having that conversation with yourself. Like, okay, you having a bad moment, you're allowed that. Now let's shake it off. Let's figure out, like, that's
right.
I love that.
We have a response. Sometimes it's necessary to have a psychologist in addition to a psychiatrist. It helped me because I learned things to cope. Yeah, it does.
That's true.
It does help. And when you, I don't know, when you initially go, they usually do intake to determine if you need a psychiatrist or a psychologist. So I'm not sure, but
Well, she
if you, oh, go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that was like that's a really
Yeah,
smart comment, because it's true. With the psychologist, a lot of times they really sit and, like, talk
Right.
to you and try to break things down. Psychiatrists, they are amazing as well, but their job more so is medication management, you know? So sometimes you really just need that person to talk to kind of like understand what you're going through. So yeah, that was really great comment.
I think we have someone, Quincy Dawson, want to join. Let me see. Now, don't play no games, Quincy, okay? We talking mental health. I'm accept.
You're so funny.
I accept it. I don't know if he's still there. With me, the psychiatrist determined that I would benefit from the psychologist. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so dude didn't join. I have something, I don't know. I accept it, but it's not working. Can you answer your question in the chat box, Quincy and Narander? I don't know if y'all can answer y'all questions, but we're about to get off. I'm giving y'all one more minute. You know, we are moms. We got kids. It's Sunday. Well, tomorrow's
No school,
day
Columbus
off
Day.
for some people,
Tomorrow's
yeah. But
Columbus Day.
you have any last comments?
No, I just want to say thank you guys for being with us. Thank you for joining us. You know, we both are terrified of live. She's much better at it, but we just want to say thank you for joining and tuning in. And you know, don't be a stranger. Stop by anytime. We are here for the community. Thank you so much, Kindred.
And tell the people what you got going on. Do you have anything going on in the near future?
I don't. So I do have my subscription on my page where I will be doing I don't know who's going to be interested in this, but I will be doing my my plant care and just plant information and plant knowledge. So we'll just sit together, listen to some music, have some wine, and learn about plants, do repotting, just have a really good time together. So I'll be doing that. I'll be doing that. That's going to be my next project. And all of you guys know about my beard oil, which I'm revamping, and I will be bringing out with some other all natural products. So stay tuned for that, guys.
Yeah, buy that beard oil, fellas. Get them beards shiny, looking right for the ladies or the gentlemen.
That's right. For your special person,
Can you
whoever
use
that may
the
be.
beard oil for your hair, for your
You
head?
can, but
Okay.
I also will be making an oil specifically for that. I will be making for our men. I will be making a nut butter. Yes, it sounds funny, but I will be making a nut butter, and I'll be making a cat cream for our females. Just for the health of their skin in those special areas. But I will be making an oil for the hair as well. So stay tuned for that, Latrice. You'll get your bottle. You'll get
That
your
is
eventually bottle.
amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome, my love.
And thank you again for joining. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you. This was very informative, and I'm glad we're contributing to the community. And again, everybody, thank you for joining. I appreciate you guys. I met some new people, and it's been great. And just continue
you guys
to
follow
watch.
Go follow my friend Latrice.
Yeah.
She is a
Yeah,
beautiful.
follow me, Melfia the After. Also, I have a YouTube page. It's called Beautifully Balanced. So this live will be on there. I'm also working on my iTunes show. So this will be on a podcast, iTunes. So thanks again. Peace and blessings, everyone. And thank you and have a good night. Love you,
Good
girl.
night.
Thank
Say
you.
good night, Gigi.
Bye bye. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you, Latrice.
You're welcome. Thank you.